I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Schmack-em-a-gob, everybody. It is time for the only news that matters on Kiss Wednesday. And during an interview at the Musicians Institute, classic Kiss guitarist Ace Frehley discusses his first departure from the band back in 1982. He says, Kiss in the 70s was just like a roller coaster ride for me. I was holding on for dear life. We were just constantly busy, and the drugs and the alcohol and all the partying in conjunction with the type of schedule just started to get to me. By the early 80s, I just wanted to jump off the roller coaster because I thought I was going to crash. I was sitting in my lawyer's office prior to quitting, and we just gotten a $15 million contract. And I'm talking to my lawyer and going, 15 million, that's great, but every night I drive home to Connecticut, I want to drive my car into a tree because I'm not happy. And and he goes, okay, Ace, I hear you, but it's 15 million. After about half an hour, I said, look, you cannot spend money 6 feet under. He still didn't get it. Unfortunately, when I left, they lost 7.5 million, which I feel bad about because the contract stated at least 3 of the 4 members had to be in the band, the original members. They already let Peter Criss go, so when I decided to quit, I cut the contract in half and it went from 15 million to 7.5 million. I think they were really mad at me about this. And Ace pointed out that while it wasn't easy to walk away from all that money, he felt he needed to do it. The guitarist said, I'm still alive. You gotta put that ahead of everything else. I remember when I was at the richest point in my life, I was the most miserable. I'm sure other people have said that. I've met a lot of wealthy people who are miserable. It depends on how you make your money. There's a lot of wealthy people who, who are crooked. And they're probably unhappy with themselves and have trouble sleeping at night because it's all on their conscience. That wasn't my problem. My problem was I was doing too much. Way too much. I remember the first time I wanted to quit the band. Gene called me up and goes, Ace, you don't have to leave the band. If you want to do a solo record, you can still stay in Kiss. We'll even take a break and let you do it. They didn't want me to leave. They never wanted me to leave. And I quit the band twice. If you look at old interviews, sometimes they would lump me in with Peter Criss and say, yeah, we fired Peter and Ace. They never fired me. I always quit, and I want to make that clear. All right, there you go. I found out Ace wasn't no longer in Kiss while driving up to West Palm Beach Auditorium to see the Creatures of the Night tour. And Ace has always been my favorite member. And when the radio announcer said Ace Frehley will not be there tonight because he was in a car accident, I was pissed off. I mean, really pissed. I went to that show with a bad attitude. I was really pissed. And opening act, Plasmatics, came out and they fucking blew my mind. And they got me in a good mood. They were so good. And then Kiss came out, and I gotta say, that was the best Kiss concert I ever saw. I mean, it's up there with the reunion shows at Madison Square Garden, but I think it was even a little better. And Vinnie Vincent, I couldn't believe how good he was that night. I mean, he was freaking amazing. I couldn't believe it. I was like, who is this guy? He's badass. I still wish it was Ace, but I left that concert going, oh, I'm satisfied. And as awesome as Kiss was, I gotta say, the Plasmatics stole the show. I just thought they were beyond amazing. And it is so funny that when Peter was fired, Kiss agreed to say he quit the band. You know, I guess, I don't know, damage control or something. I mean, probably because I'm pretty sure Kiss had, you know, stake in Peter Criss solo albums. I think they were going to make money off Peter Criss solo albums, so they wanted it to look good. Like, hey, he quit the band, he wanted to go solo venture, and but then later we found out no, they fired him from the band, and Ace agreed to it, and then Ace regretted it because, you know, it was always, everybody had a voice in Kiss, and now that Peter was gone, Ace was alone, and he had to go against Gene and Paul, who always got their way. And that's probably another reason why Ace bailed the band. You know, poor Eric Carr didn't have nothing to do with it, you know, but yeah, man, so Ace quit in 82, and man, if you ask me, maybe it was for the best, because Vinnie Vincent, man, as much as I goof on him and talk about what a miserable piece of crap, human filth he is, which I still stand by that. He's terrible. But what he brought to Kiss, in my opinion, he saved Kiss. He wrote 2 albums with them. Well, most of Creatures and pretty much all of Look It Up, except maybe a song or 2. That, man, what a shot in the arm that was. You know, Creatures was amazing. I mean, I gave up on Kiss at the time, and my friend came by with a cassette and played me Creatures, and I was back on board, man. I was a Kiss fanatic. Back in the 70s, and then, you know, I gave up on Kiss with the new wave of British heavy metal and Van Halen and AC/DC and all this stuff. But, man, Creatures brought me right back in. And then Lick It Up came out, and that blew my mind even more. Or just the same. And then Animalize was kind of weak. I mean, after Vinnie left, I think, it's my own opinion. I'm not speaking for anybody out there except for myself. After Vinnie left, the songwriting went downhill. There were a few good songs here and there. Into the Fire was awesome. I've Had Enough is an awesome song. There were a couple good ones. I thought Asylum was the best Kiss album they did after Lick It Up. But, I mean, it had many clunkers on there as well. I did a review of it that was up a week or 2 ago. But I do like it. I do like it quite a lot. I like it way more than Revenge. I like it more than anything they did after. Well, no, actually, and I know a lot of people disagree with this. I like Monster more. I think Monster is the best album they did since Lick It Up. It's no Lick It Up, but I like Monster a lot. Yes, an album that many hate. I love the fact that Kiss ended their discography with that album. For me, personal. I know a lot of you hate it, and sorry you feel that way. You know, it kind of sucks for you, you know? Just like it sucks for me with U2 fans. You know, the people that like U2, they get to enjoy it, and I don't, so they win. And I win when it comes to Monster. And then fast forward after the farewell tour where Ace quit again. He was not fired, and they, you know, Gene came out and said they fired Ace. They were begging him to come back, just like Gene was begging him not to leave in the early 80s. I mean, Paul Stanley even drove up to his house and hung out with him, begging him not to leave. But Ace said, man, if I didn't leave, I was going to die. Ace also said if they would have done Creature of the Night instead of The Elder, he probably would have stayed in the band. But yeah, I was so proud of Ace after the farewell tour, you know, that he quit the band and they were begging him to come back. Gene even went to his birthday party trying to get him back in the band. And he said no. I was so proud of Ace Frehley. I was like, Ace is the man, you know? It's like, I don't need this crap. I'm out of here. But then he hooked up with that Rachel girl. And he started to beg to get back in Kiss. And, you know, and then he did it on this last tour. I loved, like, you know, after the farewell tour interviews, Ace was like, hey, man, it was a farewell tour. I took it that way, you know? But, man, he really pissed me off when he started to beg to come back. But, you know, as it's well, you know, it may be a rumor, but, you know, Ace has lost millions many times, and they say it's because of gambling. And we know he came out recently and said that he owes the IRS, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, you know, probably wanted back in the band because of that. But either way, whatever. What do you all think of this? Leave it in the comments below. How Ace really, you know, messed up their $15 million contract. And look it up and creatures and all that crazy stuff. What do you all think? Leave it in the comments below. I'd love to know. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and ring that little notification bell. And please, if you are subscribed, check to see if you're still subscribed, because people say they're getting unsubscribed for no reason, and that sucks. And like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So, stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and smack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.